Imagine waking up 3 weeks from today, on August 26th, 2025. The morning light feels a little different, a little warmer. As you get out of bed, you notice a sense of calm that wasn't there before. The usual rush of anxious thoughts about the day ahead is quieter, replaced by a gentle feeling of optimism. This isn't a magical transformation that happened overnight, but the result of small, intentional choices you made every single day for the past 21 days. This is the promise of rewiring your brain for happiness. Disclaimer: this program is intended for informational purposes only and is not a replacement for professional mental health care. If you experience serious emotional distress, please seek help from a licensed professional. It's not about finding a perfect, problem-free life, but about discovering the power you have to change your perspective, and in doing so, change your entire world from the inside out. This journey is accessible to everyone, regardless of where you are starting from. You do not need to make drastic changes to your life, like moving to a new city or changing your job. Instead, it is about integrating tiny positive habits into your existing routine. Think of it like learning a new language. At first, the words feel foreign and clumsy on your tongue. But with consistent daily practice, they begin to flow more naturally until you can form sentences and express yourself with ease. Happiness works in the same way. It is a skill that can be learned and strengthened through dedicated effort, one small, positive action at a time. The idea that we can intentionally cultivate happiness is backed by a growing field of research in positive psychology. Our brains are not fixed, they are remarkably malleable. This concept, known as neuroplasticity, means that our thoughts and actions can literally reshape the neural pathways in our brains. When we repeatedly practice gratitude, mindfulness, or acts of kindness, we strengthen the circuits associated with positive emotions. It is like creating well-worn paths in a forest. The more you walk a certain trail, the clearer and easier it becomes to follow. This 21-day challenge is designed to help you carve out these new, happier pathways in your mind. So let's embark on this adventure together. For the next 3 weeks, we will explore simple yet powerful techniques to shift your default mindset from one of stress or indifference to one of joy and appreciation. This is not about ignoring the challenges of life, but about building the inner resilience to face them with a stronger, more positive outlook. You have the capacity for incredible growth and lasting happiness waiting to be unlocked. The journey begins with a single step, a simple choice to invest in your own well-being. Are you ready to see what is possible in just 21 days? The first day is today. Our 21-day journey is built upon 3 foundational pillars, each designed to support you through a different phase of transformation. The first pillar, which will guide us through the first week, is awareness. This initial stage is all about observation without judgment. You cannot change what you do not acknowledge. During these first 7 days, your primary task is to become a curious scientist of your own mind. You will start to notice your thought patterns, your emotional triggers, and the small moments of joy that you might have previously overlooked. This pillar is about shining a light on your inner world, creating a map of where you are right now so you can navigate toward where you want to be. The second pillar, for week 2, is action. With a newfound awareness of your internal landscape, you are now ready to take deliberate steps to cultivate positive emotions. This is where we move from observing to doing. The actions are simple but powerful, expressing gratitude, performing acts of kindness, and engaging in mindful activities. These are not random suggestions. They are scientifically proven methods to boost levels of dopamine and serotonin, the brain's feel-good chemicals. This week is about actively planting the seeds of happiness in the garden of your mind, watering them with intention and care each day, and beginning to see the first sprouts of change. The third and final pillar for our last week is integration. This is where the magic truly solidifies. Having practiced awareness and taken consistent action, you will now focus on making these new habits a seamless part of your identity. Integration is about turning conscious effort into an unconscious, automatic response. Just as you don't have to think about breathing, the goal is for gratitude and positivity to become your natural state. This final week is dedicated to reinforcing the new neural pathways you have built, ensuring that the positive changes you have experienced are not just temporary, but are woven into the very fabric of your being for long-term, sustainable happiness. Together, these 3 pillars form a comprehensive and supportive structure for meaningful change. Awareness provides the foundation, action builds the framework, and integration ensures the structure is strong and lasting. By breaking the journey down into these manageable, week-long phases, the process becomes less daunting and more achievable. Each pillar builds upon the last, creating a powerful momentum that will carry you through the 21 days and beyond. This structured approach helps you to not only feel happier, but to understand the process behind it, empowering you to continue your growth long after the challenge is complete. Let me tell you about Sarah, a working mother of two who felt like she was constantly running on a treadmill of stress. Her days were a blur of deadlines, school runs, and endless chores, leaving her feeling drained and perpetually irritable. She loved her family and her job, but she had lost sight of the joy in her life. When she first heard about the 21-day challenge, she was skeptical. How could 3 weeks make any real difference? Feeling she had nothing to lose, she decided to try. On day 1, her task was simple. Write down 3 things she was grateful for. It felt forced, but she wrote, a warm cup of coffee, my son's silly joke, and a comfortable bed. During the first week of awareness, Sarah started a small journal. She simply observed her feelings without trying to fix them. She noticed how quickly a frustrating email could sour her mood for hours, and how she often overlooked small, happy moments. By day 7, she had a clearer picture of her emotional triggers. In the second week, she moved to action. She continued her gratitude list, but now she also made a conscious effort to perform one small act of kindness each day. She complimented a colleague on their work, let a car merge in front of her during traffic, and left a kind note for her husband. These small gestures felt surprisingly good. One afternoon during the action week, Sarah was feeling particularly overwhelmed. Her daughter had spilled juice all over a freshly cleaned floor, and a work project was falling behind. Her old reaction would have been to snap in frustration. Instead, she remembered her mindfulness exercise to pause and take 3 deep breaths. In that brief pause, she saw the situation differently. It was just spilled juice, an easy fix. She looked at her daughter's worried face and, instead of anger, she felt a surge of love. She hugged her and said, "It's okay, we can clean it up together." That moment was a turning point. In the final week of integration, Sarah found that these new habits were becoming second nature. Her gratitude journal was no longer a chore but a cherished part of her evening routine. She found herself naturally looking for the good in her day. Her family noticed the change. The house felt lighter, filled with more laughter. Sarah wasn't a different person, but she was seeing her life through a different lens. The stress was still there, but it no longer consumed her. She had built a foundation of resilience and joy that allowed her to navigate life's challenges with grace. Sarah's story shows that transformation is possible, one small, intentional day at a time. You might be wondering, what is so special about the number 21? Why not 7 days or 30 days? The idea that it takes 21 days to form a new habit was first introduced by Dr. Maxwell Maltz, a plastic surgeon in the 1950s. He noticed that it took his patients about 21 days to get used to their new faces after surgery. Similarly, it took him about 21 days to adjust to a new change in his own life. While modern research shows that the timeline can vary greatly from person to person, this 21-day framework serves as a powerful and motivating starting point. It is a period that is long enough to create real change, yet short enough to not feel overwhelming. Think of it like building a new path through a dense forest. The first few times you try to walk it, you have to push through thick branches and clear away undergrowth. It requires a lot of conscious effort and determination. Each time you walk that same path, however, it becomes a little easier. The ground becomes more packed down, the branches stay pushed aside, and you can move more freely. After about 3 weeks of daily travel, the path is clear and well-defined. It becomes the easiest and most natural route to take. This is exactly what you are doing in your brain when you practice a new habit for 21 days straight. The 21-day structure provides a clear beginning, middle, and end, which is highly motivating for our brains. It creates a sense of a manageable project. Committing to something forever can feel impossible, but committing to something for just 3 weeks feels achievable. This time frame allows you to experience the initial benefits of your new habits, which in turn creates positive reinforcement. When you start to feel a little bit happier, a little bit calmer, you become more motivated to continue. This creates a positive upward spiral where the new behavior fuels itself, making it more likely to stick for the long haul. Ultimately, the real magic of the 21-day period is not in the number itself, but in the principle it represents: consistency. It is the act of showing up for yourself every single day, even when you don't feel like it, that rewires your brain. It is the daily repetition that transforms a difficult, conscious choice into an easy, automatic habit. This time frame is your training ground. It is your opportunity to prove to yourself that you can create lasting change through small, steady efforts. It is the perfect launchpad for a lifelong journey of happiness and personal growth, providing the initial momentum you need to succeed. To help you on this journey, here is a toolkit of simple, practical exercises you can implement each day. The first and most crucial tool is the 3 gratitudes practice. Every day, perhaps before you go to sleep, take a few moments to write down 3 new things that you are grateful for from that day. It is important that they are specific. Instead of just writing "my family," write "the way my partner smiled at me this morning." This specificity forces your brain to scan your day for positives, actively training it to notice the good that is already present in your life. This simple act can significantly shift your baseline level of happiness. Another powerful tool is the mindful moment. At least once a day, take 2 minutes to simply focus on your breath. You can do this at your desk, in your car, or while waiting in line. Just stop what you are doing and pay attention to the sensation of the air entering and leaving your body. Your mind will wander, and that is perfectly okay. When it does, gently guide your attention back to your breath. This practice is not about clearing your mind, but about training your focus. It helps to anchor you in the present moment, reducing the power of anxious thoughts about the past or future and creating a small island of calm in your day. Next, incorporate a conscious act of kindness. This is about intentionally doing something nice for someone else. It doesn't have to be a grand gesture. It could be as simple as sending a 2-sentence email to a friend or colleague praising them for something they did well. It could be holding the door open for a stranger or offering to help someone carry their groceries. These acts are powerful because they take the focus off of ourselves and our own problems. They also trigger the release of oxytocin, sometimes called the love hormone, which fosters feelings of connection and well-being, not just for the receiver, but for the giver as well. Finally, engage in what we call the observer exercise. This is particularly useful during the first week of awareness. When you feel a strong negative emotion, like anger or frustration, try to step back and observe it like a curious scientist. Name the feeling. This is anger. Notice where you feel it in your body. Is your jaw tight? Are your shoulders tense? By observing the emotion instead of being consumed by it, you create a space between you and the feeling. This space gives you the power to choose your response rather than reacting automatically. These tools are your daily companions for building a happier brain. Congratulations on completing the 21-day challenge. Reaching this milestone is a tremendous accomplishment. You have successfully laid the foundation for a happier, more resilient mind. You have proven to yourself that change is possible and that you have the power to influence your own emotional well-being. However, the journey does not end here. Think of these past 3 weeks as preparing the soil and planting the seeds in your garden of happiness. Now, the ongoing work of tending to that garden begins. The goal is not to reach a final destination of happiness, but to engage in the continuous, rewarding process of cultivation. The habits you have formed, gratitude, mindfulness, and kindness, are like young, tender plants. They need continued care to grow strong and flourish. It is important to continue practicing them regularly, even if it is not with the same intensity as during the challenge. You might decide to continue your daily gratitude journal, or perhaps you will commit to a few mindful moments each week. The key is to find a sustainable rhythm that works for you. Just as a garden needs regular watering and sunshine, your positive mindset needs consistent nourishment to thrive. Do not let these powerful tools gather dust now that the initial challenge is over. There will be days when it feels difficult. Life will inevitably present challenges, storms that threaten your beautiful garden. You might have a stressful week at work or face a personal setback, and you may find yourself falling back into old negative thought patterns. This is completely normal and not a sign of failure. It is simply part of the human experience. On these days, be gentle with yourself. Remember the tools you have learned. Even one small act, like taking a single deep breath or thinking of one thing you are grateful for, can be the anchor that keeps you grounded until the storm passes. Ultimately, happiness is not a prize you win. It is a practice you live. It is a lifelong journey of growth, learning, and rediscovery. Some seasons will be more bountiful than others, but with consistent care, your garden will continue to grow, becoming more resilient and beautiful over time. Cherish the progress you have made. Acknowledge the strength you have built. Continue to tend to your inner world with the same intention and dedication you have shown over the last 21 days. Your brain is now primed for positivity, and with ongoing practice, you can continue to cultivate a life filled with meaning, connection, and deep, authentic joy. As you have cultivated more happiness within yourself, you may have begun to notice a beautiful side effect. Your positivity is contagious. When you are calmer, more optimistic, and more present, it changes how you interact with everyone around you. Your smile to a stranger, your patient response to a family member, your encouraging word to a colleague. These small acts create positive ripples that extend far beyond your own experience. Happiness is not a limited resource that you keep for yourself. It is an expansive energy that grows when it is shared. Your personal journey has the power to brighten the world around you. Think about the impact you now have on your immediate circle. Your family, friends, and coworkers benefit from your increased well-being. A positive mindset is a powerful social glue. It can de-escalate conflicts, foster collaboration, and create an atmosphere of psychological safety where others feel more comfortable and valued. When you model resilience and optimism, you give others permission to do the same. You become a quiet leader, demonstrating through your actions that a more positive way of being is possible. This is one of the most profound aspects of the happiness journey. It is a gift you give not only to yourself, but to everyone you connect with. I invite you to take this a step further and consciously share your journey. You don't have to preach or lecture. Simply share what has worked for you. Tell a friend about the gratitude practice that helped you through a tough day. Invite a family member to join you for a 2-minute mindful breathing exercise. Share this article or the concepts within it with someone you think might benefit. By opening up about your experience, you can inspire hope in others who may be feeling stuck, just as you might have been 21 days ago. Your story is a powerful testament to the possibility of change. Let's create a global ripple of positivity together. Share your experiences, your successes, and even your challenges in the comments below or with your own communities. What was the most impactful habit for you? What was a moment of unexpected joy you discovered during your 21 days? By sharing our stories, we reinforce our own progress and light the way for others. Your journey is part of a much larger movement, a collective shift toward a more conscious, kind, and joyful world. Let your happiness be a beacon that inspires others to start their own journey. The world needs your light. Please remember, this video is for educational and informational purposes only, and is not a substitute for professional mental health support. If you're struggling, consider reaching out to a licensed therapist. You're not alone.